What the f do you mean the abdomen is a cylinder? What does that cylinder contain? Keep watching to find out. Welcome to a brand new class on DNMD, where you can learn everything related about the basic sciences of medical knowledge and apply it to patient care in the future or right now. Well, yeah. Consider the abdomen as a cylinder, but as a cylinder that only has the lid in the upper part, but not below, similar to a kind of Pringles upside down with the lid removed. The abdomen is made up of a wall formed by bone and muscle on the outside, like the walls of the Pringles container. But inside it's hollow. That space in our cylinder in the abdomen, we know it as the peritoneal cavity. The lid on top of the cylinder in the abdomen is called the diaphragm. Diaphragm is closing a hole known as the inferior thoracic aperture. But below, remember that the cylinder has no lid and it communicates freely with the pelvis through a hole known as the superior pelvis aperture, commonly known as the pelvic inlet. Together with the pelvis, the abdominal cavity forms the largest visceral cavity in the human body, known as the abdominopelvic cavity. But as any container, the abdomen needs to have contents. So what are the contents of the abdomen? Well, we call them the abdominal viscera. So which are them? Representing the digestive tract, we have the esophagus, the stomach, small intestine, the large intestine also known as colon, the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. As part of the immune system, we have the spleen. As part of the urinary system, the kidneys and ureters. As part of the endocrine system, the suprarenal glands. And finally, a lot of arteries, veins, and nerves. Talking a little bit more of the abdominal wall, the bones that form it are costal margin and the 11th and 12th ribs form the upper part of the cylinder. The lumbar vertebrae, the coxal bone, also known as the pelvis bone, forms the inferior part of the cylinder. The muscles form a huge part of the abdominal wall, and they surround it, forming the cylinder. In the posterior part, we have the quadratus lumborum muscle, the iliacus muscle, the psoas major muscle. All of them form what we call the posterior abdominal wall. At each side, the muscles external oblique, internal oblique, and transversus abdominis, also called the flat muscles, form what we call the lateral walls. And finally, at the front, we have the rectus abdominis muscle, which forms the anterior wall. And yes, that is the famous six-pack. No, not that six-pack. I don't know what I'm thinking. This six-pack. So that concludes the first part of the anatomical overview of the abdomen. So stay tuned for part number 2, where we will discuss a little bit more about the peritoneal cavity and talk a little bit about embryology. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And remember, it's always for our patients. If you like this video and the content I make, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. With your help, I'm sure we can get free medical content to every corner of this world. Happy New Year, and I hope that all of your wishes and dreams come true.